it from now.
What if the tiredness that you keep brushing off, the constant dust, the frequent trips to the bathroom, the blurry vision, or the wounds that heal too slowly are not just stress or getting older? Sometimes we think that way. What if your body is quietly asking for help? Picture this: a father laughing with the children at dinner, or a mother waking up every day to provide for her family, or a young professional saying, I will take my sugar later and check it because I'm feeling I'm fine. But inside, high blood sugar may already be silently be affecting your eyes, your kidneys, your nerves, your heart, and even your brain. That is the hidden danger of diabetes. Sometimes it doesn't come with very characteristic signs and symptoms. It can stay quietly and damage your blood vessels quietly inside you without much information. So, but the good news is diabetes is serious. Yes, it is a serious problem, but it also very manageable, and with the right knowledge, with the right habits, and even with the right support. In this video, I'll share with you during this live presentation what diabetes really is, why management matters, and the 6 practical pillars that help, and the simple daily steps you can take so that if you use them the right way, then you can protect your future. That means protecting your heart, protecting your brain, and protecting your loved ones. Welcome to this live presentation. I'm happy that you are here. I'm Dr. Joshua Derito, a family physician. I have interest in public health and cancer prevention and treatment. What is diabetes? Diabetes happens when sugar in the blood stays too high for too long. So the body is unable to control the blood sugar, and usually in normal circumstances, your body uses a hormone called insulin to move sugar from the bloodstream into the cells where it is used for energy. And this, or it may not use insulin properly, or both can be happening at the same time. When this happens, then sugar builds up in the bloodstream. So you have sugar high in your bloodstream because the body is not able to absorb that sugar because you are not able to utilize the insulin. So over time, when too much sugar is present in the blood, then it starts to damage your body parts. And this is type 2 diabetes is the most common, affecting almost over 95% of the people who have diabetes. Many people live with it for many years without knowing it, without taking any actions, and because they do not feel sick, they have no symptoms initially, until later in the disease that you realize that your organs are getting damaged. That is why the goal is not to feel okay, but the goal is to control your blood sugar and protect your organs long term, because in short term you may not feel anything. Why does diabetes management matter? Poorly managed diabetes leads to various serious problems that will affect your organs. It will increase your risk of heart diseases. It will increase kidney damage. It will cause your nerves to get damaged. It will affect your vision. It may cause and impair the blood supply to your extremities so that you start having ulcers, or the flow of blood to your extremities is impaired and you may find parts of your legs are drying out. And this can lead to amputations. That is the painful part of the story. But there is also hope. When diabetes is managed well, many of these complications can be prevented or delayed. But people feel better. They have more energy. They sleep better. And they think more clearly. And they live with confidence when they take control of their blood sugar. Would you want this to happen to you? So, then, keep with me, because now I'll share with you some practical aspects that make a difference, and I've seen it work in most of my patients. So, let's look at the 6 pillars that are effective in the management of diabetes. The first and the starting point is getting to know your numbers. So, which numbers do you need to know so that you stop guessing? You need to know the key health numbers. 1. What is your fasting blood sugar? This is the sugar before you have eaten anything. After you have fasted for approximately 8 hours. If you took your supper possibly by last night at 8 and you do your morning sugar before you have taken anything, then that is your fasting blood sugar. And know the value. Then you also need to know what is your after meal blood sugar. Most of the time after you eat, your sugar can go up, and sometimes it can go up to levels that are beyond normal. Then know your glycated hemoglobin. This is a test that measures how much sugar is attached to your red cells, and it usually measures the glucose on your red cell for the last 3 months. Then it is important to know your weight, and it is important to know your height so that you can be able to calculate your BMI, and it is also important to know your waist circumference and also measure your cholesterol. What gets measured also gets managed. So if you do not know the numbers, then, and so if you have diabetes, ask your doctor to help you to understand where you are now and what are the targets that you should aim for. This will give you more control and be precise so that you know where do you want to move your numbers. Then eat in ways that support a stable blood sugar. When we talk about this, then what are we talking about? You need not panic. You do not need a starvation diet. You do not need miracle foods. Ordinary foods, readily available, are foods that you can sustain long term. So you need a plan that you can follow consistently. And I usually say, make a system. Be consistent with your common meals. So that you have time, you can do your shopping, have a menu that you can follow on a daily basis. It makes things easier. Do not rely on consistent decision making on what to eat. If you know on my Monday my breakfast is this, my lunch is this, my supper is this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you have a consistent menu, then it makes it easier for you to decide beforehand what foods to use, and that makes it easy for you. So one of the simplest ways to eat well with diabetes is following the diabetes plate method, whereby half of your plate is non-starchy green vegetables of all kinds and the fruits, and then fill a quarter with lean proteins and more of the plant-based proteins, and then a quarter of your plate should be whole grain carbohydrates. Okay? Example, you can do the vegetables, could be spinach, could be broccoli, could be sukuma wiki, could be cauliflower, could be cabbage, could be carrots, could be green beans, or the peppers. The proteins could be fish, could be eggs, could be chicken, could be beans, lentils, or even lean meat. Then your carbohydrates could be the brown rice, the sweet potatoes, whole grains of maize, or whichever whole grain flours, fruit in moderate portions again, and then plain yogurt without added flavors. So simple meal ideas. Breakfast, you can take eggs with spinach and tomatoes. Sometimes people ask, taking vegetables in the morning. Yes, for you to avoid spiking your sugar, you need fiber and you need something to hold the carbohydrates, because finally any carbohydrate will end up in glucose. If the carbohydrates get into the bloodstream very fast, then they crush your sugar, and then insulin comes into play, and this can lead to weight gain and visceral fat in the abdominal places. So, but when you mix it with the proteins, with the plant-based proteins or lean proteins, then you slow down the process of absorption of the carbohydrates. Then for lunch you can take salads and chicken, and then a small serving of your brown rice. Remember, every carbohydrate will end up in glucose, but how much you take, what you combine it with, makes a big difference. Then dinner you can have vegetables, you can have it with fish, and a small sweet potato, a small piece so that you do not crush your sugars. Drink adequate amount of water, cut down on sugary drinks, remove juices, remove sodas. All this will crush your sugars, and then reduce the ultra processed foods, the sugar, the biscuits, the refined flours. All these will spike your glucose and make your glucose control difficult. Then portions, how much are you taking? So remember that the standard plate, half vegetables, quarter lean proteins, quarter whole grain carbohydrates. Remember, there is no proven miracle food. That is what you should take from this live presentation. So what works is not a herb, is not a supplement. It is food that you can sustain long term. Steady habits win. And what makes a difference, again, build a system. Do not rely on willpower. Be consistent. Learn to make your own meals. Have a plan. And if you feel this overwhelming, we have the Health Inside 360 program. Better. What usually happens when you exercise, your muscles can absorb glucose even without the help of insulin. And this will help you lower your blood sugar. It helps you control your weight, and it also improves your energy, your mood, and your sleep. If you are going to get this benefit, why not move? Again, do not rely on your willpower. Have a system on what times you exercise, on what exercise that you do on a regular basis, and then have an accountability partner. Or if you want, do it for somebody else. So when you do things, we do things for someone we love or care about, then we'll be able to manage consistently. Have specific targets. Do not say, I will start exercising. Say, I will be exercising 5 days in a week. I will be exercising at this time, and keep it to yourself and have specific goals on what you want to achieve. The good thing is this: you do not have to start big. Start with a 10-minute walk after meals on a daily basis. You can decide to do it. Take the stairs when you are going to your workplace. Do some light home exercises. I love home workouts. and you can have apps that can help you to do those home exercises. If you're a fan of dancing, you can dance your way out. If you have a skipping route, you can skip your way out. You can even do some chair exercises, nothing fancy, just consistency. And you can do simple strength exercises at the comfort of your home. So even small amount of movement done consistently, they make a real difference. Don't wait for the perfect time, because there will be a perfect time. Don't wait for the school to close so that you are not taking your kid to school to exercise. Do it now, because you need a system that you build will sustain you in difficult moments. Stay where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. Then the fourth pillar of managing diabetes. Take your medicine correctly. This is where many people struggle. Some people take their medicine only when they feel bad. Some will skip doses when they feel okay. And some stop treatment when they see their numbers are okay. I have friends who experiment with what happens, and before too long, you have an inhaled ulcer. Too bad, the infection is too bad, it is uncontrollable. Do not experiment with yourself. This research has been done, and when you control your sugar, you avoid these complications. So do not make yourself a guinea pig of yourself. So again, if you need the insulin, use it according to your health provider's guidance. And remember, taking the drugs does not replace the lifestyle changes. Medicine works best when taken correctly, taken consistently. Taking medicine is not a sign of failure. It is a tool to protect your body. So some drugs will help you lower your blood sugar. Some will also protect your heart and your kidneys. And some will help even with lowering your weight. That is why it is important not to stop or change your medication without consulting your healthcare provider. And if you have side effects or concerns or trouble affording your treatment, speak with your health provider so that you can change and agree on a system that is able to be sustained long term. Do not suffer in silence, do not guess, do not overwhelm yourself. Get guidance. Together we make a big team and we move with the determination. Then the fifth pillar is watch for complications before they appear. One of the biggest mistakes is we wait